What if everything you believe about success is wrong? The truth is, motivation was never designed to get you there. And once you understand why, you'll never wait to feel ready again.
Think about it. How many times have you started something with full energy, only to lose it within days? A new workout plan, a new business idea, a new version of yourself. You felt unstoppable on day 1, but by day 5, that fire was gone, and you were back to your old habits, wondering what happened to you. Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you don't want it badly enough. The problem is that you were relying on a feeling, motivation, to carry you through, when motivation was never built to last more than a few days. So if relying on how you feel doesn't work, what actually does? To understand that, let's look at someone who had every reason to give up, but built something extraordinary without ever waiting to feel ready. Meet a man we'll call Arjun. Not someone born into privilege, not someone with a lucky break. Just an ordinary man who, at 28, was drowning in debt after his small business collapsed. He had every reason to quit, a family depending on him, no savings, and a mountain of failure behind him. Every morning, Arjun woke up with zero motivation, no fire, no excitement, no burst of energy telling him to get up and fight. Just exhaustion and doubt. If you had asked him back then if he felt ready to rebuild his life, he would have laughed at you. But here's what made Arjun different. He stopped waiting to feel ready. He made one decision. No matter how he felt, he would do one small task every single day toward rebuilding. Not big, dramatic changes. Just one email sent, 1 hour of learning a new skill, one conversation with a potential client. Some days it was 5 minutes of effort. Other days, none at all felt possible, but he showed up anyway. Months passed. Nothing changed. He had no results to show, no proof that this was working. This is the part nobody talks about, the middle, where there's no motivation and no visible progress. Just quiet, repeated effort with zero reward. Most people quit here because their brain tells them, this isn't working, stop. Arjun almost quit too. There was a night he sat alone, staring at his notebook full of unanswered emails and failed pitches, ready to give up completely. But instead of asking, do I feel like continuing, he asked a different question. What would happen if I just did one more day? Not forever. Not a big promise, just one more day. That one more day turned into a year. And somewhere in that year, without a single moment of feeling motivated, Arjun had built a small client base, then a bigger one, then a business that stood stronger than the one he'd lost. When people later asked him how he did it, they expected a story about passion, about believing in himself, about some big turning point. But Arjun's answer was simple. I never felt ready. I never felt motivated. I just refused to let how I felt decide what I did. That's the part missing from most success stories. We see the result, the business, the body, the achievement, and we assume it came from some deep well of motivation. But what actually happened was smaller, quieter, and far less glamorous. Someone showed up on the days they didn't want to, over and over, long after motivation left the room. Lower the bar on bad days, but never skip to zero. On his worst days, Arjun didn't do his full routine. He did 5 minutes, one email, one task. The goal wasn't intensity, it was continuity. A small, honest effort on a hard day protects the habit far better than an all-or-nothing mindset that leads to quitting entirely. The boring middle is where most people quit, and where you can't. Every success story has an invisible stretch, where nothing seems to be working. No results, no proof, no feedback. This is exactly where most people give up, because their brain interprets no visible progress as, this isn't working. But that stretch isn't failure, it's the price of entry. The people who make it through are not more talented, they're just still there when everyone else has left. Ask, one more day, not forever. When Arjun almost quit, he didn't commit to years of more struggle. He committed to one more day. This is a powerful mental shift. Your brain resists massive, permanent commitments, but it can almost always handle, just today. String enough of those days together, And you've built something without ever facing the discouraging question, can I do this forever? Discipline doesn't require confidence, it requires decision. Arjun never felt confident. He never felt like he had it figured out. What he had was a decision, made once, and then simply repeated daily, regardless of how he felt about it. Confidence is not a requirement for discipline. It's usually the result of it, arriving much later than you'd expect. These 5 principles are simple, almost too simple to sound powerful, but that's exactly the point. Nobody builds a life-changing habit through some dramatic, motivational moment. It's built through ordinary decisions, repeated on ordinary days, especially the ones where you don't feel like it at all. So the next time you're waiting to feel motivated, waiting for that spark, that perfect moment, that surge of energy to finally begin, remember Arjun. Remember that he never got that moment. He just made a decision, and then made it again the next day, and the day after that, long after any feeling of motivation had left him. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to feel confident. You don't even need to feel like doing it at all. You just need to do the one small thing in front of you today, and then ask yourself the same question tomorrow. That's it. That's the entire secret that no one wants to hear, because it isn't exciting. It isn't dramatic. It's just quiet, repeated action, done by people who stopped waiting to feel ready. So today, not tomorrow, not when things settle down, do the one small thing you've been putting off. Send the email. Do the workout. Open the notebook. Just one thing. If this video gave you something to think about, hit subscribe. This channel is built for people who are done waiting for motivation and ready to build real discipline, one day at a time. I'll see you in the next one.